a date, Maxine. I cannot plan a wedding without a date, and I'm not supposed to have any stress during my pregnancy. But if you and Jared don't set a date soon, then I might not have time to plan everything, or worse. BHT, that's an avoid. Sodium nitrate. I can't have sodium nitrate. I am pregnant. What? I'm acting a little crazy, aren't I?
It's the hormones. We've all been through it.
Are you and Jared going to have any children, Grandma?
No, sweetheart. 3 was my lucky number.
Here you go, honey.
Hey, Mom, did you even look at this before you threw it away?
I did not. Where am I going to get money to invest in property on Guam?
You are about to become one of the 400 wealthiest Americans. A billionaire.
Your picture's already been in Alvis Eller's society column.
Oh, for pity's sake, I am not about to become a billionaire. I'm simply going to be Mrs. Jared Gray. Duff.
Guam is the new Hawaii. Years ago, you could buy beachfront property in Maui for a song.
Peter is very good at this kind of thing, Mom.
I know he is.
You have no faith in me.
She hasn't even set a date. Without a date, how do we know if she's even getting married? It could all be a big scam to make us think that you're going to have a wedding when you really have no intention of having a wedding.
All right. Everybody stop it. This marriage has nothing to do with money. We will set a wedding date when we set it. Jared is overwhelmed with this China conclave, and I am buried in my own work. After this, I don't want to hear one thing about dates or dollars or today's Guam or tomorrow's Maui or any place else. Goodbye.
On Guam?
Why did you take apart the toilet?
Oh, it was making a clicking sound. I mean, Kyle really needs to sleep now that he's a resident. Oh, they were terrible hours. I thought the clicking would drive him crazy.
That was very thoughtful of you.
Well, that's what I thought. But when the flooding started and I took Ariadne upstairs, he was still saying very mean things to me.
Is there somebody in there?
You think it's Stalker Boy? Who's here?
Donna, Judge Gray, I'd like you to meet Detective Cross, Hartford PD.
Is there a problem?
Detective Cross is with the CAP squad. Crimes against persons.
Fraud, robbery, assault.
Stalking.
Yes, which is what brings me here today, Judge Gray.
Hey, your name's Chris Cross, like those 2 little rappers who used to wear their pants backwards. Remember that?
Only too well.
So, you gonna break bad on this guy? Put him under glass? Squeeze his shoes a little bit? Send him to the otter farm?
Hey, Donna. Look, I don't know what Mr. Van Exel has told you, but...
Stalker, name of Jason Lobdell. Known to the police. Broke into your apartment, left threatening phone calls, vandalized your vehicle, accosted you and your daughter.
Yeah, except that legally speaking, I have no proof that he broke into my home, no proof that he vandalized my car, and he never actually threatened me or my daughter.
You're right. Without him making some kind of tangible move on you, be it physical or verbal, we can't really do anything. At least, not officially.
And you're not talking about some kind of special treatment?
You're a judge. It's inevitable. You're part of the team.
Part of what team?
The good guys. Cops, judges, attorneys, well, prosecutors anyway. Look, we can't pick him up, but we can keep an eye out, especially at night. If Mr. Lobdell shows, I will be on him like Weird on Bjork. I gotta run. Judge Gray, no worries. Bruce, later.
Okay, I'll just go out here and...
All I said was, I know a judge who needs...
Thank you.
Things are good. Yeah, Alicia and Alex are happy, and I'm happy. You know, considering.
Considering we issued a restraining order on your husband.
He was beating you in front of your children.
Still, the family's all apart. That's sad for the kids.
Has he made any attempt to violate the restraining order?
No, I haven't seen him in 2 months. Alicia, be careful of the curbs.
He was beating you, Penny. You and your children are better off without him. Our only other choice would be to remove Alicia and Alex to a foster family. I'm sure you'll agree this is a better solution.
Alex is awake. I have to go.
That's a lovely bike, Alicia.
Thank you.
Is it new?
No.
Alicia, time to come in.
Jesse Monk. Is this right? The charge is obstructing justice?
That's the charge, Judge Gray.
Mr. Ashworth, to what do we owe a visit from the chief juvenile prosecutor?
I just dropped by to watch the new kid in action. Make sure he doesn't embarrass my department.
Well, Mr. Hayes has certainly arrived with a fanfare, leveling obstruction of justice charges against a 12-year-old boy.
Your Honor, if I may. Jesse Monk is the subject of nearly 200 photos, 160 of which, under Connecticut law, fall into the category of child pornography. There is a sampling of hard copies as well as a CD-ROM, all photos downloaded from the internet.
Why is Mr. Monk sitting on that side of the room? Because what I see here is an obvious victim, Mr. Hayes.
As any reasonable person would, Your Honor.
For 6 months, the state police have been tracking down pedophiles who use the internet to buy, sell, and trade their product, which you see before you, Judge Gray. Jesse Monk, who was a foster child in the care of the state, is one of the children involved.
When the police informed DCF, Jesse was removed from his foster home pending an investigation.
Foster parents are no longer considered suspects.
I'm still not hearing anything about obstruction of justice.
Exactly. All my client did was to deny he was part of any wrongdoing.
Ergo, obstructing justice.
It's not me. They're fakes. There's fakes all over the internet. Like nude celebrities. It's all fake. It's not me.
Your Honor, state police experts have examined these pictures, and they all agree they're real. By refusing to tell us who took those pictures, Jesse Monk is obstructing justice.
I'd like to see counsel in my chambers.
The boy has obviously been coached to deny him.
The state is putting the victim on trial here, Your Honor.
DCF removed Jesse Monk without consulting the police.
They were acting in the best interest of the child.
Well, their heart was in the right place, but that removal tipped the pedophile. He knows the boy's in custody now, so he's just gonna lay low until this blows over. Then he'll offend again. We have to seize this opportunity to force the name out of Jesse Monk.
You want me, as a judge, to bully a frightened 12-year-old boy into giving up the name of a person who is sexually abusing him?
We don't think you'll have to find him guilty. He'll talk before it gets to that.
Okay, Mr. Hayes, you're new at this job, so I'm going to try to be very clear. You cannot use a judge to do the police department's job.
Your Honor, no one
The impartiality of the law is one of the few principles to keep the barbarians at the gate. You understand what that means?
I'm requesting a continuance to prepare a motion to dismiss, Your Honor.
Good.
What?
The motion hearing will be?
Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Beautiful.
I have a recurring dream where I'm a billionaire. I buy the Carolina Hurricanes, move them back to Hartford, change their name back to the Whalers, and we win the Stanley Cup.
I have a recurring dream where everyone stops talking about my becoming a billionaire.
I have a recurring dream where I'm pleading with a midget named Brett to stop throwing donuts at a clown with a flamethrower.
Penny Hatcoat's husband is violating the restraining order.
The wife beater.
How do you know?
I talked with her neighbor. She says Dave Hadcoat is there once or twice a week.
Why would she put up with that? She's got to know we snatched the kids.
Which is exactly what we're going to do.
Hold your horses for a moment. What if she's being threatened? What if he's coercing her?
And she should have told you. You have to snatch the kids.
My advice, show up in a limo to snatch them. It'd be easier for everyone all around. After you're married, you can take a limo to all your field calls.
She can take one right now. She wants.
One day I'm going to start to get used to these surprise visits.
Don't. Can we have lunch?
I will likely be having lunch in front of the vending machine. 12:30?
Great. Gentlemen?
You're not going to snatch those kids, are you?
If I have to. After I find out what's going on.
I'm looking for Eddie or Javier.
The children?
Yes, have you seen them?
Not since they were debating over who was hotter, Britney Spears or Jennifer Lopez. I mean, can't you just tap me on the shoulder?
I need an assist on the Jefferson appendectomy. If you see Javier, will you tell him?
Hello? Why do you never offer me any assists?
Why don't you ever ask me?
Is that the way it works around here?
That's the way it works in the world. You have to ask for things. Not much is simply offered to you on a silver platter.
Fine, understood. May I officially request that you use me to assist?
You'll be up next. You're not on shift. Why aren't you at home sleeping?
My roommate decided that the noise the toilet was making might interfere.
I haven't got time to hear the story.
I'm not usually a conspiracy theorist, but that may have to change.
Mr. Van Exel, Judge Gray, what a stroke of good fortune to see you here.
I have a feeling it's going to be a different kind of stroke.
Mr. Hayes filled me in on the dynamic of your chambers meeting and the pending motion hearing.
This wouldn't be an ex parte communication, would it?
Good. Doing your job. Very laudable. But no, this is strictly administrative in nature. I know this case was a curveball when you were looking fastball, and I appreciate your earnest adherence to the rule of law. But perhaps the best thing for all involved would simply be to transfer it to another judge.
You wouldn't be trying to trap me into an ex parte communication, so I'd have to recuse myself in this case, would you?
We're professionals, all three of us. We're in bounds here.
Barely.
Speech to Mr. Hayes holds.
Yes, barbarian's at the gate. Very evocative. The thing I want to remind you, though, is that the barbarian is already through the gate, and he's preying on children.
We're very close to discussing the case here.
Yeah, Mr. Ashworth, I think it'd be a good idea if you went back over there.
You're a juvenile court judge. A very good one, too, by all accounts. But what we're after here is an adult criminal.
You didn't charge an adult. You charged a victimized 12-year-old boy.
Mr. Van Exel. Judge Gray.
I don't think the chef is using as much dill as he used to.
We've had some serious budget cuts. You said we needed to talk. After you told me not to get used to any more visits?
That's just it. Maxine, that is the point. I don't want to be a visitor in your life anymore. I want to be in your life. Every day I want to be in your life. I can't concentrate. I can't get anything done. All I think about is marrying you.
You know, that's all Jillian thinks about, too.
What?
And it's never off my mind.
Well, all right then. Let's get this horse out of the gate.
What?
Yes.
Oh, you mean,
Yeah.
what about China?
I don't want to talk about China. Maxine, look, now, we can do it here, or we could fly off to Monte Carlo, Venice, or Rochester. You're not stalling.
Of course not. I want to get married. On one condition. I want a prenuptial agreement.
You want a prenuptial? You're serious?
All I keep hearing is about I'm going to become a billionaire's wife and I should be buying tomorrow's Maui and...
Yeah, and what?
Well, never mind. I want everyone, including you, to know that I would be marrying you even if you were penniless.
When did you ever give a hog's tail about what anybody else thought? Maxine, if, God forbid, anything should happen between us, I want you taken care of.
No, now that's exactly what I'm talking about.
No, I want you...
We come into this marriage as separate beings. And if anything does happen, we leave with what we came in with.
Oh.
This is non-negotiable.
My son,
Charles.
My son Charles, he handles all my business affairs now. So, do you have an attorney?
No. But I know just the person.
Good. And I'll set up the meeting. Now, once we've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's, do you want to have a great, big, fancy church wedding? Or would you like to just run off to some nice justice of the peace, like a couple of kids?
Oh, now you're serious. We should ask Jillian.
But I'm not going to ask Jillian, Maxine. I'm asking you.
But if things are good, I don't understand.
You both knew that if your husband violated the restraining order, we would be forced to remove your children. And frankly, that is what my supervisor has sent me here to do.
No, Maxine, please. Dave is different. This whole thing has changed him.
I doubt it. He stopped attending the anger management sessions mandated by the court.
It was the drinking that made him mean. He stopped drinking completely, and I give you the credit. It was that restraining order that scared him sober. I know what you're thinking. It's that whole frog scorpion can't change a leopard's spots, right?
Something like that.
Well, Dave has changed. If you could see us together...
If I saw you together, I would be obliged by law to report you and to seize your children.
I love him, Maxine. I love him, and the children love him, and he loves us.
This is a court order. It's out of my hands.
Oh, but listen, they listen to you. I know that they listen to you. If you could just please give us this chance. People can change. Dave has changed. Look, if you could just see us together, please. Sometimes people deserve a second chance, Maxine. Please.
If you don't mind me asking, what are your qualifications for negotiating a prenuptial agreement of this size?
I'm the son of one party, you're the son of the other, so we're even.
I have an MBA from Wharton, a law degree from Yale, a doctorate in economics from Brown. I was a member of the team which negotiated the free trade agreement with Canada.
Oh, so what you're saying is you haven't done any actual real-world work. Don't worry. I'll go easy on you.
Here's a 1760 form with the standard after marriage incurred debt attachment. You do know about the 1760, correct? Or would you like to call in an expert?
Well, I'm a little confused.
Shall I explain in simpler terms?
Is this a 1760 or a 1760p? Because the 1760 takes into account any and all property jointly cohabited during the engagement phase as well as the marriage.
Can I ask you a question? Are you stoned?
Me? What? No, never. Dr. Redeker won't even give me the keys to the medicine cabinet.
Because the supplies you're supposed to be stocking alphabetically. As far as I can tell, you're doing it by weight.
I'm not stoned. I'm sleep deprived. I'm just not used to the schedule. What are you, a cyborg?
I'm younger than you are.
Ouch.
And open your hand.
Oh, God, this is like an after-school special.
Don't look so scared. They're harmless, herbal, perfectly legal.
You know my history, right?
Yeah, I heard. You're rogue and a scallywag, but reformed.
I can't take these.
There's no controlled substance in them. Nothing addictive. Equivalent to a couple cups of coffee.
I'll drink the coffee.
The coffee around here will eat the lining off your stomach. Believe me, I'm a doctor. It's much better for you.
No, thanks.
Okay? I'm just trying to help. Oh, and don't forget, alphabetical.
Jillian?
Peter's still at the office on our date night. Ned is with the sitter. I thought maybe you guys would have something that I could eat. How much weight did you gain during your pregnancy?
Well, the first trimester.
According to two of my pregnancy websites, I need to gain 3.2 pounds a month in order to reach my ideal birthing weight. But the only thing that is safe to eat are apples and grilled chicken breasts, free range. Grilled chicken breasts, it tastes like stinky feet. And I can't eat any more apples.
Mom, where's my sock monkey game?
Jillian, you can eat other things.
No, I can't. Everything is poison.
Sock monkey, sock monkey, sock monkey, sock monkey, sock monkey, sock monkey, monkey.
It's in the dining room. Here, Jillian, get off the floor.
Oh, they say gain weight, but they say I can't eat anything. They say I have to exercise, but they say not to wear my body out. They say I'm supposed to relax, but I am 2 steps away from taking hostages. What the hell is a sock monkey?
Oh my God. Lauren! Get away from there.
I'm sorry.
No,
sorry.
It's okay. I didn't mean to yell. You have ice cream sandwiches. I can have ice cream sandwiches.
Jillian, please.
Oh, sure. Can I keep the ice cream sandwiches?
I'm sorry. I should have been paying more attention.
Who is that boy?
He's from my courtroom.
How come
A very bad man made him do those things.
Who took the pictures?
Remember how we talked about strangers? About not going with them and not letting them touch you? Well, this little boy, he didn't have anybody to tell him those things. He doesn't have a mother. So he didn't know any better when that bad guy wanted to take his picture.
Does the man live around here?
Oh, no. No, sweetie. Don't worry about him. No, he's going to jail for this.
Are you going to put him in jail?
Yes.
That's good.
Each party hereby waives, releases, and relinquishes any and all right, title of interest whatsoever. Can you not do that?
Why? Does it bother you?
No. Such waiver, release, and relinquishment shall not apply and is not effective with respect to any... Okay, cut it out.
Can't handle the pressure, Gray?
I invented pressure, Duff.
That doesn't make sense.
It makes about as much sense as your statement of assets. According to last April's Spiegler financial letter, you're off by a fraction. 80 million fractions.
Martin, Kyle, I'm glad you're there.
Let's speak up. Who is it?
Kyle, listen, as my sponsor,
Just kidding. I'm not here. Leave a message after the tone.
Martin, it's Kyle. I just called to ask you something I already know the answer to.
She finally go down?
Yeah. When she was an infant, and I had to rock her to sleep. It's because of what she saw on the computer.
The boy? What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I gave my Barbarians at the Gate speech yesterday. Sounded really good at the time, but now... Forget about terrorizing a little kid. What about judicial ethics? What about the next case and the case after that? This is where you're supposed to contribute a brilliant nugget of wisdom.
This is where we stand on different sides of the Great Divide.
The Great Divide?
Your job is different than mine. My job is very pragmatic. Save children.
I save children?
Yes, but you must also preserve a legal system. You serve two masters. I do not.
You think I should pick one master?
Well, of course you're going to have to pick one. My advice is choose the one that puts the sexual predator behind bars. But that's my opinion from my side of the divide, and I could be wrong.
Now that you make any claim for or be entitled to any money, property, or as alimony, spousal support, or maintenance,
such provision shall be deemed valid to the extent of the scope and breadth permitted by law.
No. For an ill-educated insurance salesman, you've played this very well.
For an Ivy League wuss, you make a pretty good street fighter.
Are you coming home again? Ever?
I appreciate you being outside my house last night, Detective.
Oh, no sweat. I'll be out there however long it takes until the situation is resolved.
Hey, oh. Hi, Flatfoot. Oh, Judge Gray, curtain's about to rise.
Thank you, Donna. I'll be right there.
I'll see you tonight.
Detective. Do you know anything about this case that I'm hearing?
The pedophile photographer? Nope, not a thing. Not that we could discuss it anyway, right?
I need to know something, but I'm not really allowed to ask.
There's just the two of us here.
I'm not like that. I try to do what's required of me legally. No shortcuts.
Of course. I'm just gonna make an idle observation. I heard about a case in Vice where absolutely every avenue was exhausted, and they're nowhere.
We really shouldn't be having this conversation. I'm sorry. This is a thorough and convincing motion to dismiss, Mr. Ruff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge Gray, I feel the state must be heard before you dismiss.
I'm not going to dismiss. In fact, I'm going to make this very easy. Mr. Monk, if you do not reveal to me the name of the man who took these pictures, then I will hold you in contempt and put you in a jail cell until you do tell me the name.
But it's not me.
I object, Your Honor. You haven't heard arguments.
Overruled.
Exception.
Noted. The name, Mr. Monk, now.
It's not me. It's fake. It's not me in those pictures.
Yes, Mr. Monk. We all know how the photographer told you that if you denied everything, then you'd have no more problems. Well, I'm your problem. So he was wrong. And if you're protecting him because you took money from him, then you're wrong too.
Your Honor!
Please do not interrupt me again, Mr. Ruff. If you have feelings for him, then you are wrong. This man is bad. He's a pervert.
They're fakes. It's not me.
All right, that's not going to cut it. Please approach the defendant, and if he defies me again, put the handcuffs on him.
But it's not me in those pictures. There's fakes all over the internet. They're digital.
The name, Mr. Monk.
It's not me.
Jesse Monk, I find you in contempt. Please take him into custody.
This is outrageous. He's a 12-year-old boy.
No, Mr. Ruff. The thing about people like the man who took your client's pictures is that they're like vampires. They feed on children, and they turn those children into little vampires. That's what you've become, a vampire. He's turned you into someone who will molest other children because you were molested, and I cannot allow that to happen.
But I'm not a vampire. I didn't do anything with him. I just let him take the pictures. That's all. I never let him touch me. I just let him take the pictures.
Who?
I only did it for the money. He gave us money and dope to take our clothes off and pose.
The name, Mr. Monk.
Scott Ronder. He's a janitor at my school.
Case dismissed. Please release Mr. Monk.
All rise. If we can get through all these truancy cases this afternoon, free up some time tomorrow for the Miller adoption.
Penny says you quit drinking.
That's right.
But she also says that you do not attend Alcoholics Anonymous?
Nope. Old-fashioned willpower. I love my family, I put them first, and I realized I had to quit drinking.
I would be more confident if you were in the program, and I think that Penny would be as well.
Well, I'm sure that Dave would go to AA if that was part of the deal. Right, Dave?
Miss Gray, a man can change if he's got reasons. I've got 3.
Penny says that, you haven't struck her recently.
That's 100%.
And, she says that you're working regularly, contributing to the family's needs most weeks.
Uh-huh.
But according to Penny, you missed 3 payments.
I told you I was going to make that up to you.
And the last payment was short.
Seems like Penny's got a lot to say about a lot of things.
Yes, she's told me quite a bit.
Maxine, ask me.
You didn't have to answer.
Penny is required to answer my questions, Mr. Hadcoat, or risk losing her children. She says that you were evicted from your apartment.
Penny.
I never said it like that, Dave.
Why was Dave evicted?
Why don't you ask him? He's right there.
Penny, why was Dave evicted?
Go ahead, tell her. You tell her everything.
If I don't tell her, she's gonna take away the kids.
So tell her.
He had a bad day.
Tell her, Penny, just air out all our dirty laundry, no secrets.
It's just that he was just gonna...
That's why! Right there! Go ahead, tell her! Tell
No, he didn't hit me. That didn't count. It didn't count. You made him mad on purpose. That shouldn't count. He was fine until you did that.
Take it was a children.
You did that. No, don't do it. No, it's not. No.
Come in.
You wanted to see me?
Thanks for coming.
Hey, we play for the same team.
You chose me, didn't you? You sat around with your cop and attorney buddies and thought, which judge is stupid enough to fall for this? How about Amy Gray? She's a woman. She's divorced. She has a kid about the same age as Jesse. You didn't want me to recuse myself.
With all due respect, that's a little paranoid. Everything's worked out for the best. Jesse's going back to his foster parents. Police already picked up that sociopathic chew toy. The world's a better place.
Yeah, well, it's going to cost you.
I beg your pardon.
I don't come cheap. It's going to cost you.
Well, I have a certain amount of influence in some places if I could be of any help.
It's going to cost you Tobin Hayes.
I don't understand.
He's finished as a juvenile prosecutor. Get rid of him.
Tobin Hayes is a bulldog. He's the kind of guy we all want on the team.
If you're wondering if I'm serious, I am. If you don't believe me, put it to the test.
I'll need some time.
24 hours.
Can't do it? We are at a complete and utter stalemate.
He doesn't know when to say uncle.
It's not a wrestling match, Peter.
Nor is it a car loan, Mom. It's very complicated. Our side wants a 1760.
Our side?
We're all on the same side.
Well, Charles and I know differently.
You could always just not get married.
Try again.
Dad?
Try again. I'll tell you what let's do. Let's just the two of us leave these two bean counters here and go get us something to eat.
As long as it's nicer than where we had lunch.
I know the perfect spot.
Well, I guess it all worked out, huh?
From whose point of view?
I hoped you'd be happy.
Happy.
Well, it's over. Everybody got what they wanted.
I did not get what I wanted.
The case was dismissed.
I did not want to watch a judge abuse her power. I did not want to watch her intimidate and denigrate a child. I've been in the system for 27 years, and I've always found a way to serve my client and the judicial process without breaking any rules. You have no business wearing the robes.
Glad you could make it.
Can I talk to you for a sec? I know that I asked for this opportunity, but I didn't think it would come up so quickly. I don't think I can do it.
Afraid of knives? Blood? What?
I'm too tired.
Doctors don't get too tired.
I need to catch up on my sleep, just get my body.
So go grab a cup of coffee, splash some cold water on your face, and get a grip.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Fine.
Really, I am sorry.
Would you please send Heather in?
I need a couple of days to get accustomed to the lifestyle change.
Play golf?
A little in college.
Then you'll know what I mean when I say this was your mulligan. Enjoy it. It's the only one you get. This place is perfect.
Well, it's nice to know that there are some things in the world that don't change. Remember the day we met? We were sitting right over there.
How could I forget it? You stuck me with a check.
Oh, if I hadn't, we probably wouldn't be here right now.
True.
Maxine, about this prenuptial disagreement.
No, forgive me. Let's chalk it up to prenuptial jitters. I love you, Jared Duff. Prince or pauper or anything in between.
You know, I'd give you the world.
I don't want the world. I want you.
That you got. Well, there is just one thing I'd like to settle before we officially tie the knot. Do you mind?
No.
Yeah. Just so there's no misunderstanding later, I'd like you to just sign that at the bottom. Yeah, I think the waitress is a notary.
I, Jared Duff, being of sound mind and gobs of money, do hereby bequeath to Maxine Gray, in the event of death, divorce, or domestic boredom, all rights of ownership to the 22nd Street Diner. You bought the diner?
Well, I wasn't sure we'd be seeing each other again, so I just wanted some kind of a little memento.
Most people would have just taken the salt shaker and...
Well, just sign.
Toasted cheese sandwiches for life.
We believe the man apprehended today is responsible for a large child pornography ring on the internet. He is in custody, held without bail, and we are confident he will be indicted and convicted.
Madam State's Attorney, who have you assigned to prosecute?
Prosecuting the case for us will be newly appointed Assistant State's Attorney Tobin Hayes, who was instrumental in the apprehension of the suspect. I believe this man's talents were greatly underused as a juvenile prosecutor. So, with the blessing of Chief Juvenile Prosecutor Jonathan Ashworth, we've pulled Mr. Hayes up.
Anyone.
He was there, in my yard!
Judge Gray, I've been here all night watching. I haven't seen anyone. Look, I'll look around. You go back inside. It's freezing. Go, 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 go. If he's here, I'll find him. Go.
Do you measure to the insides or the outsides?
Just the doors, I think.
Don't look at me. I like everything just the way it is. If you want to change my cupboards, you're on your own, especially on Sunday morning.
Measure everything.
Good morning.
Outside, it's 34 and a half. By 24 and a very little bit.
Maxine, I hope you are not spending time redesigning your kitchen when you should be choosing wedding colors.
I assure you I am not.
Maxine, I need you to look at these samples and make some selections.
This is not how I like to spend Sunday morning, watching my kitchen being taken apart.
Mom, we are measuring for estimates, that's all.
Choosing wedding colors.
Shouldn't a pregnant lady be taking it easy?
I'd be taking it easy if Maxine simply chose a color.
Mother, please do this for me.
You can help me remodel the kitchen if you want.
I like blue.
Good blue. Blue is a perfectly acceptable color.
For your wedding gown, what about champagne white?
I can't find my permission slip.
It's stuck to the refrigerator.
Maybe we should go with ivory.
Sunday morning is when I sit in the kitchen with my once-a-week bowl of coffee and read the paper. Alone. Happy.
Well, Peter, we've obviously done enough for one day. Blue is the color of the wedding. That's a good beginning. Ta-ta, everyone. We'll talk soon.
Wonderful. I look forward to it.
You haven't signed it.
Well, I don't know if you can go.
The whole class is going.
Going where?
To the Natural History Museum.
Why can't she go?
Because I can't get off work to take her.
I've been on field trips without you before.
Well, not this time, okay? Hey, we can go later on today.
This is because of that guy, right?
You think I'm being overly protective?
I will not minimize your concern about a stalker.
And that guy gives me the creeps.
I could take her on one condition.
I can get extra credit for going as a peer mentor.
Thanks. What's the condition?
That you get the hell out of my kitchen for the next hour.
What about the cupboard?
Excellent.
Principal Harvey, when you received a phone call warning of a bomb,
Objection. It has not been proven to be an active explosive device.
Overruled. A bomb threat is just a threat until the bomb is found.
what was your response?
Well, we have a procedure for locking down the campus and evacuating.
Like a fire drill?
Except when word got out that there was a bomb, and there was a free-for-all. There were injuries to both students and staff.
Was a bomb found?
Yes, in a gym locker.
Objection. It has not been established that it was a bomb.
Timing is everything, Miss Westland. Sustained.
How was the object in question found?
Bomb-sniffing dog.
So the dog thought it was a bomb?
Objection. Principal Harvey is not a pet psychic.
Jeez, can't anybody take a joke?
Show some respect.
That's good advice. You've been charged with a felony count of being party to a bomb threat and attempted murder with an explosive device. I'm amazed and slightly horrified that you would find anything about this remotely humorous.
Your Honor, my client is simply anxious to tell his side.
He'll have his chance. Anything else, Mr. Petrie?
The state rests, Your Honor.
Then we'll hear from the defense.
At 2 o'clock this afternoon.
2 o'clock this afternoon.
Then the next guy who calls, he says, according to Jerry, you give great.
Yeah.
Am I interrupting a risque limerick?
No, Robert was just. I was just telling him about obscene phone calls. That's right, phone calls. Obscene ones.
Are you making these phone calls or receiving them?
Kimberly has been receiving them on her old extension, which is now mine, which means now I get 20 obscene calls a day.
Have you bothered to star 69 any of these calls?
Sure. They're from truck stop payphones along the interstate, mostly I-95.
Who's Jerry?
Well, from the sound of it, some kid who's been scribbling Kimberly's name on men's room walls with a list of her talents.
Why is this boy so angry at Kimberly? And, is he a client? And if so, what's he doing on I-95 hanging around truck stops?
Or maybe he's just an ex-boyfriend.
Sean, can you use that computer of yours to see if there's a Jerry in Kimberly's files? Perhaps he's a recent placement?
Maxine, Kimberly's files were divided among a dozen different social workers. Do you know how long that'll take?
Then I suggest we go straight to the source.
Kimberly? I don't want to talk to Kimberly. I fired Kimberly.
Are you going to call her or shall I?
Fine.
Thank you, Sean.
Lieutenant Daniels, what are your qualifications for the construction, diffusion, and detonation of explosive devices?
My main qualification is I still got all my parts.
Lieutenant Daniels?
I had 15 years in the Hartford Bomb Squad.
And how would you classify the apparatus found in the gym locker?
I call it a reverse Trojan.
Could you explain to the court what that is?
The Trojan horse looked harmless on the outside, but it was full of danger on the inside. What the boy did was the reverse. The outside looked like a bomb, but inside it was no more dangerous than a bowl of oatmeal.
Excuse me. Who are you, sir?
Me. Name's Anthony Cangiano.
Do either of you claim this gentleman?
Well, I'm just here to observe.
This is juvenile court. There is no observing.
What about his right to a public trial?
Juvenile court is different. This is a closed proceeding.
Secret trials. That sounds un-American, huh?
You're gonna have to go, Mr. Cangiano.
I'll be damned.
Sorry, Lieutenant Daniels. When you say that the device was no more harmful than a bowl of oatmeal, you mean that it was a fake? Or it didn't go off?
I'm saying that it wasn't a bomb. Maybe it was supposed to look like one, but it wasn't.
Then why did the bomb-sniffing dog find it?
Kid had the right ingredients. Swimming pool purifier, stirring rods, blasting caps, stuff you get at the local hardware store for 20 bucks. That's what the dog found.
But he intended it to look like a bomb and smell like a bomb.
Objection. Lieutenant Daniels is not privy to my client's private thoughts.
Sustained.
My life coach, Wayne, encouraged me to come in and speak with you in person, despite the ruse de guerre you put me through.
The what?
Ruse de guerre.
No, the other thing.
My life coach.
Kimberly, does the name Jerry mean anything at all to you?
Wayne has taught me so much about giving myself permission to live up to my potential. He made me see that you took advantage of my open and generous nature and manipulated me into resigning my position at DCF when I really didn't want to. Wayne says that as an intelligent, compassionate being with an aptitude for social service, I must make my skills available to others.
For example, a boy named Jerry.
Maxine, I know your hostility is merely a projection of your own inner conflict. Wayne warned me of the emotional minefield you would make me step through if I decided to come back.
Come back? What do you mean, come back?
She's blackmailing us.
It's called reframing the experience. I'm just taking this opportunity to set my career, which you derailed, back on track.
You're willing to risk the welfare of a child in order to renegotiate your deal?
You know who Jerry is, correct?
I do. And if Jerry's in trouble, it's a load of trouble. Some kids are like that.
I don't see any other alternative.
What about a headlock? I can't believe you are going to consider rehiring this woman. Kimberly, out of common decency, you have to give us the name.
This is a letter stating that you're hiring me back.
Well, why don't you just get him to sign it in blood? You're not going to sign that,
Maxine,
are you?
you were the person who got me worried about this boy in the first place, and damn it, I'm going to do what I have to help him.
But you didn't even read it. For all you know, you just put her in charge of the department.
The name, Kimberly.
It's Jerry with a G, not a J, and he's a she. Jerry Sabina, 18 years old, and she's aged out of the system. She's not our problem anymore. See you tomorrow.
She hoodwinked us.
Us? Us?
Me then.
She is awful, Sean. What did you expect?
I thought there was a child in danger, and she was
Aged
back.
out of the system or not, this girl Jerry is still in trouble, and we must retrieve something good out of this. And find her, Sean. Find her.
Ms. Dorothea Mitchell was brought in late last night after being found unconscious on the street. She's been found to suffer from several secondary opportunistic infections due to her compromised immune system.
Compromised by what?
Well, you already told me. You might as well tell your boss.
Ms. Mitchell has breast cancer, quite advanced as she did not seek treatment. The cancer has metastasized to her lungs and liver.
My lungs are filling up with blood. I'm gonna die.
I suggest an aggressive treatment plan, the Taxol protocol.
I see. Excuse us, Miss Mitchell.
This is a publicly funded facility.
Yeah.
We can't afford to be wasteful.
Wasteful? Taxol has shown amazing results.
The Taxol protocol involves 3 treatments at $2,000 a pop, not including the lab work.
Her life is worth
The
more.
protocol will not save her life. It probably won't even prolong it.
It's our job to try and buck the odds.
It's my job to keep the hospital afloat. Don't give me that. The fact is we have limited resources. What we give to one patient, we literally take from another. That Taxol should be saved for someone who might actually survive the treatment.
So what exactly do you suggest we do for this woman? Knock her on the head with a hammer and drag her down to the morgue, or can't we afford a hammer?
We make her comfortable. We allow her dignity.
Judge Gray.
It ain't my quarter.
Here, here's another.
I don't want your quarter, I want mine.
You know that guy Cangiano who came in the court? He's a Fed.
How do you know?
I ran his name. He came into our courtroom. That's my house.
That's your house?
I've served judges before you. Chances are I'll serve judges after you. Yes, that's my house.
FBI?
INS.
That doesn't make any sense. What does the INS want with Maddie Carruthers?
I don't know.
Do that thing.
Judge Gray.
Come on, it's the principal.
Thank you.
Maddie, why did you build a bomb?
It wasn't a bomb.
We've heard testimony in this court that it had many of the ingredients of a bomb.
It only looked like one. I just wanted to scare them.
Scare whom and why?
Well, I had a geometry test I wasn't ready for. My teacher said that if I failed it, I'd have to repeat the 9th grade. My dad would have lost it if that happened.
Mr. Cangiano, has something changed that suddenly gives INS agents special powers in juvenile court?
Yes, Your Honor. I got the appellate court to reverse your refusal to allow me to observe this proceeding.
Miss Westland, Mr. Petrie, are you aware of any immigration issues associated with this case?
No, Your Honor.
Not in the least, Judge Gray.
Counsel in my chambers. Mr. Cangiano, Mr. Carruthers. What is the INS's interest in this case, Mr. Cangiano?
With all due respect, Your Honor, it's better if I don't tell you.
Why?
Because it could affect your decision in the outcome of this trial.
Well, thanks for your concern.
You're welcome.
And now I'd like to know the INS's interest in this case.
If Maddie Carruthers is convicted of a felony, I'm here to take him into custody.
The hell you are.
Why?
Is this because his mother was Afghani?
Unfortunately, so is your son, sir.
I'm an American. Maddie's American.
Mr. Carruthers, where was Maddie born?
Afghanistan. His mother and I met while I was stationed in the Mideast.
And how did he come to the United States?
Nula brought him on our passport and died while she was here.
But no formal declaration of citizenship was filed?
Maddie is my son. I'm an American citizen who served his country overseas. Doesn't that automatically make him an American citizen?
The Supreme Court ruled that maternal citizenship passes automatically, but paternal citizenship must be declared. In the eyes of the law, his son is a citizen of Afghanistan here illegally.
And if I convict him of a felony, then you take him into custody?
For how long?
Indefinitely, Mr. Carruthers. Non-citizens do not share our constitutional right to a speedy process.
You gotta be kidding me.
The boy's treatment at the hands of the INS is a collateral issue.
Well, knowing what we now know, Mr. Petrie, are you interested in modifying your charges?
No way I'm pleading him down. An Arab kid builds a bomb?
He's an American. He plays football.
He's a mediocre student who just wanted to get out of a test. Your Honor, the consequences of a felony conviction far outweigh any punitive action he may receive in your courtroom, and therefore have to be taken into consideration.
Again, what happens to Maddie Carruthers beyond this court is not what's at issue. The state is not going to back down on these charges, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, I'll see everyone back in court Wednesday at 4.
Set them down with the others and have a seat. Are you coming down with something?
I should be so lucky. If I was sick, maybe she'd leave me alone.
About the wedding.
Yes, and her insatiable need for affection.
Oh.
And you do know what I mean by affection, right?
Yes.
I don't mean a quick hug.
I understand. During pregnancy, hormones play funny games. Let me get you some soup.
Are you learning trucker slang?
Excuse me?
I used to be into CBing
When was that?
in the 80s.
Do you understand what that means?
Great 69. Great trucking company. 69 is the truck ID number. It's how the companies keep track of their rigs. And the rest of this is pretty obscene.
Can they locate a truck with that?
With GPS technology, they could pinpoint it within a 10-meter margin of error.
Thank you, Peter.
What do I do about Jillian?
Your duty.
Hey, how long have I been a slave?
A little while.
This is what they call slipping in and out of a coma.
It's the Dilaudid. You shouldn't be experiencing any pain.
I'm not. Can you stop this wheezy sound when I breathe? It's interfering with my coma.
There's not much I can do about that.
What the hell can you do for me then?
I'll move you upstairs soon.
Oh, I'm not quite upstairs. We both know that. Oh, I know what I want.
What?
A snort of cognac. Really good stuff. I've never had it. My finances tended to run towards Ripple.
Alcohol's out of the question. You're on a very strong pain medication.
A sip of cognac. In front of a fire. My feet up. Some music. Fitzgerald on the stereo. And a really good-looking man. Drink with me. Come on, sport. Help me out here.
Miss Mitchell, is there anyone I can call?
Not a one.
No one?
No one. You're my closest friend in the world, and you won't bring me a farewell drink?
He's not available to take the call, or he won't take the call. I see. Yes, thank you.
What's wrong?
Do you remember the brutality complaint I lodged against the police on Tim Lawrence's behalf?
Mm-hmm.
Ramifications. I'm persona non grata with the police.
Maxine, I don't know why you're still wasting your time with Jerry. I told you, she's not our responsibility anymore. Thank God. She was an abrasive kid. I never could make a placement work for her. Ran away from everyone.
Do you ever wonder what this girl is doing in truck stop men's rooms?
I'm not responsible for Jerry being a prostitute.
Sean, when Jerry is found in a body bag, I, for one, am glad that I am not going to be on the other end of the feeding frenzy when the press comes to find out who failed this girl.
Yeah. The press will be looking for a scapegoat, won't they?
I could help you with the police. My life coach says not to fear exploiting all personal and professional liaison.
You have a liaison with the police?
What do you need?
I need the state police to ask the trucking company for the exact location of a particular truck. Then I need that truck stopped and searched.
No problem.
You wouldn't be taking advantage of a, sexual relationship here, would you? Because that's not exactly the image of DCF I want portrayed to the world.
Hey, it's me. Yeah, I'm back in the saddle. Remember that little favor I did for you last month? Allowing you to speak to one of my cases without a guardian present? I'm calling in my mark.
Oh, blackmail is much better for our image than an exchange of sexual favors.
Yeah. Now, I need a phone call.
The good news is your stalker seems to have withdrawn.
Do stalkers do that?
Well, you're fairly well insulated. You work in a courthouse. I'm watching your house at night. Maybe the kid's smart enough to know he has to lay off.
Maybe he's just playing the smart.
No, I'm not saying it's time to relax. In fact, I'm suggesting you might be in for a long haul. You might want to explain that to your family.
Jason Lobdell is obsessed with me, not my family. And I especially don't want to alarm my daughter any more than necessary.
I understand.
How do I explain somebody like Jason Lobdell to a 9-year-old? Besides, I tell her, she'll tell her father, and he'll have even more grounds to take her away from me. Lauren knows to be cautious of strangers. We have a family password. We have an alarm. She knows to be careful.
Okay, my professional opinion, and I'm not taking into consideration custody concerns and the like, you need to tell her about this guy specifically.
Bruce thinks I should also inform my ex-husband.
How did I get into this? I never said that.
That's what you think. That it's his right as a father.
I'm a father. If someone was threatening my daughter, I would want to know about it. And if I didn't, it would make me angry. Very angry.
Maxine, what are you doing here?
I received a page.
Well, so did I.
I paged both names on the case file.
Which case?
Jerry Sabina. She's in critical but stable condition.
You found her?
Oh, for this young lady's tip, yes, we did.
I'm glad I could be of help, Detective.
She was being held captive by a trucker.
How is she?
Fractured pelvis, multiple hematomas, lacerations, burns, drugged.
What happened to her?
A trucker picked her up and decided she'd make a good plaything. Kept her handcuffed or drugged in the back of the cab.
For how long?
A couple of weeks. Tortured and raped her. She left graffiti asking for help when he let her use the facilities.
Would you like to see her?
That's not necessary. Good night.
If that young lady hadn't figured it out and given us a call, we might have ended up at the morgue instead of the hospital. That Kimberly's a keeper.
You're welcome to her. I'd like to see Jerry now. Is she coherent?
On and off.
Jerry? I'm Maxine Gray. I'm with the Department of Children and Families.
Where's Kimberly?
Where's Kimberly? Kimberly wanted very much to be here with you. But something came up at DCF, and she had to stay. So she asked me to come and look after you. Is there anything you need? Perhaps, ice chips. You look a little parched.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Oh, sorry.
Were you out all night?
Yes. What are you doing?
I'm making Lauren's lunch for her field trip.
Oh my God, is that today?
Oh no.
No, don't worry. I will get a couple hours of sleep and I will still be fine for the field trip.
I'm gonna tell Lauren about the stalker tonight.
Good.
I have to tell Michael.
I think you do, yes.
Oh, goody, Maxine, you're still here. I found this gorgeous satin fabric in sky blue. It goes perfectly with the ivory.
Are you really going with blue?
I may have mentioned that I like the color blue. Yeah.
Sky blue, like Robin, but not quite as bold.
Blue washes me out.
And the florist can make pale blue hydrangea centerpieces.
If you don't like blue, Amy, we could always change to burgundy.
No, actually, we can't.
Well, everybody looks good in burgundy.
No, actually, they don't.
Jillian, I don't see why we can't
Maxine,
change to
I've spent the last 24 hours combing this city for every sky blue China pattern floral display, fabric swatch, and cake topper that I could find. I've arranged for the reception at the Athenaeum to have a special sky blue lighting design. The printer mixed sky blue ink for the invitations. I even got the driver of the carriage that I hired to transport you and Jared to the church to allow me to dress his horses in handmade sky blue velvet saddle covers. Do you know how much it costs to make sky blue velvet saddle covers?
No.
And now you're just going to casually say, oh, we can go with burgundy instead, just because Miss Melena challenged here doesn't think it goes well with her skin tone. Sky blue and ivory are the colors you picked, and you are sticking with it, lady. Like it or not.
Jillian, I think that sky blue and ivory are lovely colors.
They sure as hell are. Excuse me.
Thank you, Mom.
Good morning, Judge Gray.
Mr. Cangiano, since you are so conversant with the law, you must be aware that I cannot discuss a case without lawyers present.
Well, I don't want to discuss the case. Cup of coffee, double cream, double sugar.
How do you know how I take my coffee?
Wow. I'm an agent of the federal government. We keep tabs.
What do you want, Mr. Cangiano?
I want you to understand that I'm simply an agent of the INS.
Okay.
I do as I'm told. Policies made by giants and carried out by dwarves. Me, I'd rather be chasing down terrorists with forged visas or busting sweatshops than deporting some pimply-faced motherless kid to Afghanistan.
Okay, you're a dwarf. We can't discuss the case.
I know. It's just that if you convict Maddie Carruthers, I gotta do something that I really don't want to do.
Forbidden territory.
Okay. Okay. Well, for the sake of my conscience, I had to try, right?
Mr. Cangiano, let me ask you a question about a Swedish kid.
What, from Sweden?
Yeah. Let's say this kid from Sweden is convicted of a felony. What happens to him?
I slap a pair of cuffs on him before he's out the door.
You hold him indefinitely or just until his citizenship issues are resolved?
I wish that was the scenario. What happens is I escort him to the airport, and he's put on the first plane to Sweden.
You deport a 13-year-old boy?
Giants and dwarves, Judge Gray.
Well, what happens to him in Sweden?
It's up to them.
Best guess.
Well, all right, Sweden doesn't have the social structure that we have, so most likely the kid's put in the army.
The army?
The average military recruit in Switzerland is...
Sweden.
Between 12 and 15 years. And the Swedes have been at war, on and off, for 50 years, which is a pretty damn stiff sentence for a kid who just wanted to miss a geometry quiz.
Well, thank you, Mr. Cangiano. I've enjoyed this conversation. And next time, double sugar, no cream.
You awake? Ms. Mitchell. It's Dr. McCarty.
Sweet, sweet boy.
With a very short career path. Now, it's not top of the line. I'm afraid that was a little out of my price range.
So good stuff. You're gonna make me drink alone?
I'm sober, Miss Mitchell.
I lived a long life. Made lots of mistakes. That wasn't one of them. Thank God. Every time I do this, blood comes out one end and pee comes out the other.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good.
You can't taste it, can you? It's called anosmia. It's the medication. You lose your sense of taste, smell.
If I lose an axe, my hearing and my sight. I always know I never get to taste the good stuff.
All right, let's get to the carnivorous dinosaur reenactment.
Bloodthirsty little heathens. Come on, let's hurry!
I like it here. It's peaceful.
This Excuse me?
It's peaceful for the dinosaurs.
That's because the dinosaurs are dead, Eric.
Hey, Maxine, I got one for you. Why did the dinosaur cross the road? Because the chicken wasn't invented yet.
You have been spending far too much time with 9-year-olds. Speaking of which... Lauren? Lauren?
Lauren?
Lauren? Lauren? Lauren? Lauren, where are you?
Lauren!
Oh my God. Is that him? Lauren! Lauren, come here! Get away from me, Lauren! Help! Please! Get away from her! I didn't mean to scare you.
The prosecution contends that Matty Carruthers made a bomb with the intention of causing property damage, injury, and death. The defense suggests he made something that looked like a bomb simply to get out of a geometry test. He called it a bomb threat. Everybody agrees on that. Would a real bomber have done that? Probably not. He would have let the bomb speak for itself. Therefore, I am finding on the lesser included offense of misdemeanor public endangerment and find him guilty of threatening with a false explosive device.
That means a 1, right?
I wouldn't be celebrating yet, Mr. Carruthers. Calling it a bomb threat, whether or not the bomb is real, is a serious offense, especially in the current climate. I'm ordering that you make restitution to the school and the students for the property damage and the injury sustained. And I'm sentencing you to 600 hours community service under the supervision of DCF for the period of 364 days.
So did I win or lose?
What about the INS?
Well, Mr. Carruthers, any misdemeanor with a sentence less than a full year, and the INS cannot deport your son.
So he gets a walk.
No. Matty Carruthers deserves punishment. What he did was deplorable. But that punishment shouldn't include exile and possible death, which is what deportation to Afghanistan amounts to.
So Your Honor is admitting that collateral consequences influenced the ruling.
Yes. My Honor is admitting to that. Mr. Carruthers, I suggest that while Mr. Petrie works up his appeal, you try to solidify your son's citizenship.
Judge Graycourt.
Next case.
Okay. Judge Gray, your mother says you're needed at home as soon as possible.
Where is she? She okay? She's fine. She had a bath. She's more upset about Eric than anything else.
You stood up to him.
I didn't do any good.
Lauren is here, isn't she? We're lucky Eric was there.
You're my hero, Eric Black.
Some hero I lost the fight.
Which gives the police just what they need to arrest this Lobdell person. I'm very proud of you.
I'm okay. But he hurt Eric.
I know.
It was that man from work.
Yeah. Yeah. He's from work, but not in a good way.
He's a criminal?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me before?
I should have. But I was afraid.
And I didn't want to make you afraid, too. I didn't want to scare you.
Was he trying to kidnap me?
We don't know what he was doing. He wants to be part of our life, but he can't. He's dangerous, and we don't want him anywhere near us, okay? But I've called the police, and we have the alarm, and I've taken every precaution, and I promise I won't let anything happen to you.
We're lucky Eric was there.
You are a very lucky girl. You have a lot of people who love you and would do anything to protect you.
You have the right to remain silent. Should you choose not to, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Amy?
What's going on?
They're arresting Eric for assault? This is ludicrous.
This is the boy that was attacked.
It's okay.
Ma, see if Cross is back. This boy prevented my daughter from being kidnapped. Look at his eye. He's the one that was assaulted.
We have a witness who says this boy attacked Mr. Lovedale first.
Well, there's been a mistake. Jason Lovedale, he has been stalking me. Let Eric go, and I will take full responsibility.
Ma'am, you get your hand off me or I'll place you under arrest. You're interfering with a peace officer in the execution of his duties.
She's a judge.
Then she'll understand the ramifications.
Fine. Take us both in.
Amy.
Be sensible. You're a judge. Work it through the system.
It's okay. I will be all right.
I am not leaving this boy's side, so you might as well handcuff us both right now.
Look, he's in handcuffs.
Let him go, officer.
Why should I?
Because I'm a detective in an elite unit and you're not.
If he doesn't present himself by 9 a.m., I'll be back.
I'm going to arrest Lovedale right now. The best defense is a good offense. I just hope he resists arrest.
Stay with us tonight. I'll call Sean and let him know.
Ms. Mitchell, how do you feel? Here's to you. You can taste it, Miss Mitchell. It's the good stuff. You taste that on your tongue? Sure you do. It tastes just like you thought it would. There's a fire in it, like you said. A fire in the hearth of a home with a fence and a man who lives just to be with you. It tastes like the laughter of people who love you. Can you taste it?
March 22nd.
March is too rainy. August 16.
Too humid. May 25th.
Edward. That's our wedding anniversary. In fact, lose May altogether. October is a nice month.
Maxine, all your ideas keep moving things farther away.
Because I want to put plenty of distance between our wedding and this Eric thing.
There could be continuances. There could be postponements. Not to mention how long the trial could take. It could go on forever.
I know. Mom, Lauren says you're the only one that can braid her hair. Hey, Jared.
Morning, Amy.
Well, tell Lauren that I am busy trying to plan the rest of my life.
The fact that you have a life is not going to register with Lauren.
Are you all right?
I didn't sleep well.
Morning, everyone. Exciting news.
Up there with alternative fuel.
The wedding napkins have arrived.
These are cute.
What do you mean? Cute or cutesy?
They're nice. I mean, they're nice.
I'm having to do this all by myself, you know.
And you are doing a wonderful job.
The doctor says the second trimester is going to be much easier.
What does that have to do with anything? We're talking about napkins. Maxine! What do you think of the napkins?
They're lovely, but we are postponing the wedding.
That's not funny.
It can't be helped. I am not in the mood to throw a big party with this cloud hanging over my head.
What cloud?
Eric Black's trial?
But everything's all set. Deposits have been made.
Non-refundable deposits.
There was a murder in our backyard last week. Am I the only person who feels that this is worthy of some attention?
No, Mother, you are absolutely right. This timing is lousy. It's not like you're in a rush. It's not like you're pregnant.
You're not? Well, this changes things.
Jared, you're not in favor of postponing the wedding, are you?
No, I'm not.
Thank God.
I want to move it up
Up? How up?
to a week from Saturday.
Is it hot in here?
That falls between the transfer hearing and the actual trial. Maxine, due to the nature of your work, there will always be some clouds dogging us. There will always be reasons for us not to get married. So, I don't care about the party at the Athenaeum. All I care about is becoming Mr. Maxine Gray. So, we'll call a caterer, we'll call a preacher, and all of us will get together and we'll finish this up next weekend. That's just one man's opinion. Without tears.
Well, it's just
fine.
I wasn't going to say fine.
Thank you for all that you have done thus far. Jared and I will take it from here. I hope you'll do your best to attend our wedding on Saturday at
2 p.m.
Perfect. Perfect.
He won't take my calls. He ignored the letter I sent him. It's like I never even existed.
He's very confused right now.
My first attempt at being a foster father, and the kid ends up in jail for manslaughter. Could I have handled this any worse?
Let's stop assigning blame right this minute. We need to concentrate on getting Eric a fair trial, starting with the transfer to juvenile court.
Believe me, I'm lying awake at night trying to figure out who owes me one in the ASA's office.
Not that you would do anything untoward.
About Ashworth.
What about him?
He's head of juvenile prosecutors. You two have a relationship.
We will not be dealing with him in the transfer hearing, even if I were willing to call in a favor, which I'm not. By the way, I'm getting married. A week from Saturday. I hope you'll be able to attend.
What happened to January?
It's still in the calendar, followed by February, but I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
Why?
Why? So I can have sex, Sean. Why do most people get married?
I mean, why now?
Because I want to, and I hope that you'll be happy for me and share in my joy.
I'm not feeling very joyous right now.
Then I hope you'll fake it.
Bruce. Bruce Van Exel.
Zola. No one shrieks my name quite like you do.
I wanted to congratulate you on the press conference. You did a great job.
Just nodded and smiled.
You nodded and smiled while looking handsome and respectable, which is why I want to invite you to a discussion panel next week.
Did you say handsome?
The subject is discrimination in state and local government employment opportunities.
Will there be dancing?
Pick you up at 10:30.
You'll pick me up.
Wear a suit. A navy suit. You look good in blue.
is a probable cause hearing for Thomas Delancey, Dorian Franks, Jonathan Bard, and Rodney Hughes, who have been charged with first-degree sexual assault. Is that correct, Ms. Ryan?
Yes, Your Honor. At a Halloween party, these young men drugged and took turns with 15-year-old Eliza Wagner and then took photographs to help them remember this milestone. Eliza had no memory of the rape, only a vague sense that something had gone wrong at the party until she saw the pictures of herself being passed around her high school.
Your Honor, there's no evidence that rape drugs were used. My clients maintain that Miss Wagner was simply inebriated and that she willingly submitted to these sexual acts.
Do you have the photos in question?
I do.
Objection, Your Honor. This is most misleading.
Well, they may be, and you can explain it all away once I've looked at them.
Once you have a look at these, it'll be clear why we're moving to transfer this case to adult court. I hope Your Honor hasn't eaten recently.
Objection.
As I called for, Miss Ryan.
The men in question are dressed as superheroes.
Objection. Boys. Your Honor, these are straight-A, college-bound students who have never been in trouble with the law. Now, I'm submitting their school records along with their curricula vitae.
You're not denying these are the superheroes in question?
No. As stated, the boys have admitted to engaging in a sexual act with Ms. Wagner, but we will prove that it was entirely consensual. Now, my clients go to an all-boys prep school. Now, they have limited exposure to girls.
Lovely choice of words.
Your Honor, I'm not defending their actions. I'm only required to convince you that this was not, in fact, a sexual assault. In addition, the single-sex environment means that they are especially inexperienced in how to behave around girls.
So Mr. Falsey is going with the boys will be boys defense?
Well, this court has to take such matters into consideration.
Mark these for identifications, A through D, and I will need a day to read up on these fine gentlemen.
Your Honor, are you exposing a bias?
I'm exposing a sarcasm, Mr. Falsey. If you want me to recuse myself, say the word. I think Judge Vine is available. He has 3 teenage daughters.
I'm fine with proceeding.
Good. Tomorrow at 10? I need a recess.
15-minute recess.
They let me have music, and I get my own room, I read a lot, it's not so bad. They wouldn't let me have the cookies you sent, though. Worried about nail files or cyanide chocolate chips, I guess.
I'm sorry, I thought since it was me.
Maxine, you know how it happened, the way Jason got killed.
How are you on socks and underwear?
It was his knife. I got it away from him, and he came at me.
Has your attorney talked to you about the transfer hearing?
You're not listening.
I'm not a lawyer. There's no client privilege. Whatever you tell me, I have to divulge. So I can't discuss this with you. You know what happens in the transfer hearing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's where they decide if I'm going to be tried as a kid or an adult. We're hoping for kid, right?
That's right.
So, I'll practice being immature. I'm just trying to cheer you up.
I hope you understand how serious this is.
Yes, but I am the one in trouble. Why are you so upset?
Because I care about you.
You're acting like you're mad at me.
I want you to cooperate with your lawyer. She's a smart woman. I've known her for a long time. She'll get you through this.
Well, how does he seem to you?
Detached, in denial.
I know. It's a problem.
Things would go a lot better if he could grow some remorse between now and the transfer hearings.
A boy with his history learns how to shut down before he learns how to tie his shoes.
Now's the time for you to call in any favors you legally can.
Favors are, by definition, illegal, Jane.
The victim had defensive wounds on his arms and his hands. That's why it's so important to keep this in juvenile court. You know that. A kid like Eric in adult prison. I don't have to tell you.
No, you don't.
Thank you.
One stretch limo will do it. There won't be many people, which is the advantage of throwing a bachelor party at the last minute.
You should let me handle this. I happen to know a lot of people in this industry.
What industry?
The men going out in public acting like idiots industry. For example, I know the proprietor of the Salty Crab.
Excuse me?
It's a restaurant with a pirate theme. The women wear these hot pants and these little peasant blouses, and you get to call them wench.
I know the establishment, but I am not taking Jared Duff there.
What did you have in mind?
The Rochester Club. It's a gentleman's club with an extensive wine list, 50-year-old cognac cigars, and a light supper menu.
Oh, there's fever in the funk house now. Hey, Amy.
Don't talk to me.
Why not?
See, you're talking.
Explain to Kyle why we cannot throw Jared's bachelor party at the Salty Crab.
Explain to me why you're throwing a bachelor party for Jared Duff. No, don't. I'm already in a bad mood.
It's a gesture of goodwill.
And you get to see naked girls.
There will not be strippers there.
A bachelor party without strippers? Is that even legal?
He's a classy guy, and we're giving him a classy party.
Which no one can come to.
Why is no one coming? Don't tell me. I'm going upstairs.
Vincent can't make it on short notice, and Charles is in China, and he can't be here by Friday. So that just leaves me and Kyle and Jared and... Hey, what about Bruce? Bruce likes parties, doesn't he?
Yeah, maybe he can help us find one.
Bye.
Why are you in a bad mood?
Because I don't feel well. Because somebody who was trying to kill me has ended up dead in my backyard. Because I'm hearing a disgusting case at work. Because somebody I care about is in jail. And finally, because I don't think our mother should be getting married right now.
Oh, okay.
And for the record, I think bachelor parties are primitive, and I'm disgusted that anybody in my family would attend one.
This one's gonna be classy.
Yeah. They always start out classy. They always end up the same way. Drunken men stuffing money into women's crotches. Why? Because when men get together to celebrate being men, something happens. They become aboriginal. They start to leak brain cells.
Can we go back to the part where you're not talking to anybody?
That's all I have to say. Good night.
Maxine, do I really have to go to this bachelor party?
Oh, God, who's planning that?
Peter. Yeah, he says there won't be strippers, but there always are. I'm uncomfortable around strippers. I don't like strange naked women in my lap. Yes, I know this makes me odd.
Isn't there a way to get married on the internet?
Miss Gray, I'm Paul Zimberg. Hi. I left several messages.
Oh, dear.
Do you have a minute to talk?
I'll go RSVP.
I'm sorry. I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
Oh, congratulations.
What is your organization?
The Hartford Examiner.
Oh.
As the caseworker for Eric Black, I was wondering if you could answer a few questions for a story we're doing.
Goodbye, Mr. Zimberg.
Information I have is that Eric bounced around the system and ultimately ended up making his living on the streets.
This interview is over. Goodbye.
We're gonna run the piece either way. Might help Eric to have someone speak on his behalf.
What would help Eric is for byline-starved journalists to remember that he is a child and deserves his day in court. If you must feed off human misery, can't you develop an appetite for adults?
Can I quote you on that?
Do whatever you need to do, Mr. Zimberg, as long as you leave immediately.
Thank you, Miss Gray.
There's a Halloween party, you know, everybody's dressed up, acting goofy. There was some drinking going on. I had a few beers, we all did. And we got pretty drunk, me and my friends, because really we're just not used to drinking.
Why is that?
Because we're athletes. We're on the lacrosse team at Walderson Prep.
This party wasn't at your school?
No, Walderson is all boys. This was mostly John Hart, which is a public high school.
In fact, you weren't invited to the party. Isn't that true?
Well, it's not like there's a guest list. You hear about these parties, you show up.
So you didn't know Eliza Wagner prior to this party?
No. I mean, you know, we knew about her.
Excuse me?
She had kind of a reputation.
What kind of reputation was that, Mr. Delancey?
She liked to party.
And because of that reputation, that gave you the right to drug and assault her?
Objection.
Give me something, Mr. Polsey.
It's not a question.
I heard her voice go up at the end. Mr. Delancey should answer.
We didn't assault anybody. I mean, she came on to us. She was dressed like a hooker.
Oh, so you thought she was a prostitute. Well, did you pay her for her services?
No. I'm just saying that I'm just saying she's a certain kind of girl. You know, and she was all over us. She was saying things like she could take us all at once.
So she was conscious at the time the sexual acts occurred?
Yes.
Because she didn't look conscious to me in the photos I saw.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. She was.
Anything else?
Who took the pictures, Mr. Delancey?
I think maybe Jonathan did. Like, I don't know. I was drunk. I can't remember.
Were you drunk at the time you distributed them around her high school?
Okay, that wasn't us. That wasn't us. We don't know who did that, and we don't know how that happened. It wasn't even our school. Look, I'm not saying that what we did was smart. But we all feel really bad about it. We even apologized to her afterwards. But you can't call this rape. Because it just wasn't, Your Honor.
I'm gonna put him down. He missed his nap.
Wouldn't hurt to talk to Ashworth. The press has gotten a hold of the story. They're gonna have a field day. The ASA's office is gonna feel pressure. The judge will feel pressure to transfer it to adult court. It'll change the whole tenor of the trial.
Amy, are you suggesting I use my position at DCF to influence the case?
You bend the rules all the time. Why are you being so shy about it now? This is Eric. He's practically a member of this family.
I don't believe it was an accident, and I don't think the judge will either.
Well, that's not the point. If he did kill the guy on purpose, that is all the more reason this case has to stay in juvenile court.
I know. Truth is, Amy, I'm running out of patience with Eric, with the system, with everything. Maybe it's true. No one had more pain than Eric, but no one had more chances either, and he threw it away. And that is precisely the kind of thing that makes social workers want to give up.
And get married and ride off into the sunset? Strike that comment.
Should I decant this, or is that just snooty?
Well, a little bit of snoot never hurt anybody. Go ahead. Let's skip this for this evening, shall we? I'm trying to ramp up to a jovial mood in time for the wedding.
It makes two of us.
Without divulging too much, let me just say that the bachelor evening is going to be a night to remember. Simon Rochester, proprietor, is personally overseeing the evening. And that's all I'm going to say.
Well, I'm sure that'll be very nice.
And I hope you like a 50-year-old brandy with your cigars.
Personally, I prefer a 22-year-old brandy with a boombox.
I'm planning a very nice hen night.
Oh, no. Where?
Here. I didn't have time to find a place, but a person needs notice.
What's a hen night?
It's when the women get together and pretend to have fun, but really they sit at home and obsess about what the men are doing, which in this case will not be much.
Kyle, you're the closest.
And the most annoying?
Will there be real hens at the hen night?
No, sweetheart. There's, refreshments and stories and games.
Honestly, I don't need a hen night.
Maxine, you are having a hen night.
Wonderful.
This guy is claiming to be a member of the family?
Sorry, I just happened to be in the hemisphere.
Oh, good heavens! Charles, oh my goodness. Oh, who's minding the store?
Well, boys can handle it. How many chances do you get to go to your father's bachelor party?
Welcome, Charles.
Do I get to call you Mom yet?
Not yet.
The Chinese government hasn't lifted the ban on all search engines, but that'll happen any day. And ours is in place and ready to go. And what follows is a whole mess of information services just waiting to take off. Information is the oil of the new millennium.
Yeah. Charles has put together a top-notch team over there.
So, Charles, you have to go back to China between now and the wedding? It's a lot of frequent flyer miles.
No, I'm just gonna hang around town until after the nuptials. Get a feel for everyday New England life.
Well, You don't have to get back?
Now, come on, Dad. This is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. Isn't it?
Oh, yeah, well, absolutely. But it's just that we're so close to launching the product.
It'll be fine. Don't worry. Well, one thing is for sure, you are not going to go hungry in this marriage. Maxine, that was delicious.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. But Amy did most of the work.
Wow. Amy, I'd ask you out on the spot if we weren't about to be related.
Jared, help me with the dessert, won't you?
My pleasure.
I didn't know these guys at all. They just walked up and started talking to me. I was surprised because I knew they were Walderson boys and they don't usually associate with people like me.
What kind of people do you mean?
Townies. Public school kids. So they start talking to me and one of them gets me a beer, and then they just kept taking turns getting me beer.
So you don't know what was in those drinks?
Just tasted like beer. But I got drunker than I usually do. The room was spinning and stuff. Last thing I remember is being in a bedroom in the house listening to music.
And then what?
And then I woke up on the floor the next morning.
How long was it before you realized what had happened to you?
When I saw the pictures being passed around my gym class.
And you can identify the men in those photos?
Yeah. Those guys.
Eliza, how did you feel when you saw those photos?
Embarrassed.
Anything else?
Were you upset when you realized what had happened to you?
Typical guys.
Miss Wagner, if you did not give your consent, then you are saying that these boys raped you.
Yeah.
That's not upsetting to you?
Sure. And I'm mad about it. But guys like that, they get away with anything. That's how it works.
Maxine, what a nice surprise. I didn't see your name on my appointment list.
It's not on there. I snuck in while your assistant was in the bathroom.
And why would you do that? You do that because you're here on something very unofficial. So unofficial that you aren't really here. Is that correct?
It could be.
And does the reason you're not here have to do with a certain case? The transfer hearing of one Eric Black?
You know I can't talk to you about that.
While we're not talking about this, can you tell me what it is you don't want from me?
The press has gotten hold of a certain story about a certain foster child, former boy prostitute turned murderer, and the ASA's office is going to be under a certain amount of pressure to transfer the case to adult court, as that would be most reassuring to the public.
They are public servants.
What I was thinking was that if a juvenile prosecutor strongly requested the case,
We don't do that.
or just made an offhand remark during a game of racquetball,
Don't play it.
Jonathan, you owe me.
I owe you?
That whole debacle at Sanctuary House, I saved your job. You watched mine go up in flames.
And now it's time to pull you from the fire.
In adult prison, Eric will be passed around like a plate of hors d'oeuvres. And whatever is left of his spirit will be destroyed. No one will be able to put him back together again. And if preventing that is not what the juvenile system is for, I'm not sure I know why we exist.
Maxine, this has nothing to do with me. The ASA will be arguing against the transfer.
You know people.
That's true. I have a few chips. But like anyone else, I prefer to cash them in sparingly.
I'm begging you. If that makes a difference.
Well, this looks pretty raucous. Suppose a disco ball descends from the ceiling at some point?
I don't think it's going to be that kind of an evening.
Gentlemen, relax. I'll be right back.
Don't tell me somebody got the idea to make it classy.
I did what I could. I was swimming against the tide.
Something wrong, Bruce? Just this woman driving me crazy. 5 messages all from her.
Congratulations. Who is she?
This woman is way too much trouble.
That's why I'm marrying Maxine. Because she's so easy.
There's been a little snag. They're sending the manager out. I'm sure it'll all be fine. I spoke with Simon Rochester himself earlier this week.
What kind of snag?
I specifically asked for the cricket room, and now they're saying it's booked.
Just cough up the Benjamins. That's always what it's about.
I'm not going to bribe someone to give me the room I reserved and put a deposit on.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be fine, Peter.
I am so sorry about the confusion, Mr. Gray. I'm Ted Simmons, the manager. Now, I understand you set this up with Mr. Rochester?
Yes, we spoke several times. Is he here?
He had to leave suddenly, and some of the bookings were not accurately transferred.
He left? Where'd he go?
Venezuela is the latest rumor. And unfortunately, we have no record of your reservation, and we are completely booked.
What? That's impossible.
Well, I'm very sorry, sir. As soon as we locate your deposit, we will refund it.
Well, that's not the point. I can't suddenly change my plans. This is an important event with important people. This is Jared Duff.
It's all right, Peter.
And this guy flew in from China.
I am very sorry, sir. We have nothing available.
All right. How unavailable is it?
Sir, we are completely booked.
Well, what are we supposed to do? Where are we supposed to go?
We can just go home and have some drinks.
We can't go home. The women are there. This is a disaster.
The last of the Mohicans.
Right. You rock, Maxine. Okay, that's 11 for us. Your turn.
Jillian.
No, I just went. It's your turn.
Two words.
Book or movie?
Treasure Island. How many two-word books are there?
You're not even on our team.
Sorry.
Do we have to play this game anymore?
No, we don't. We can move on to my favorite part of the evening. Toilet paper bride.
Oh, sorry. Oh, this is important.
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry. It's the nature of the beast. Just carry on without me, Amy.
Yeah, she needs me to go with her.
Yes, I just want you keep me company.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I know, it's very important.
Look, I am telling you, you just call her up and you say, Zulu, what the hell is going on?
Zola.
Zola, what the hell is going on? What the hell kind of name is Zola?
Very nice indeed.
No, you're a little too good at this game. Makes me wonder how you ever got through college.
The ones who couldn't do it who had trouble getting through college.
Can't believe it.
Oh, come on. This is better than the grasshopper room or whatever. It was going to be so classy.
All right, Peter, it's your turn.
Oh. Hey.
Ah, yeah.
Where are we going?
Nowhere.
Who beeped you?
Robert, I asked him to. Well, I didn't want to hurt Jillian's feelings. I thought we could use some time alone.
To talk about everything?
I'd like to discuss your resistance to my marriage.
I'm not resistant. I think it's bad timing.
Can't you just think of it as a light in a dark time, something to look forward to?
Why the rush? Why can't you wait?
Because we're old, Amy. Forever isn't as long as it used to be. Why can't you just be happy?
Everything I'm looking at right now is so ugly. The things people do to each other. It just never seemed so cold out there before.
It'll get better. And worse, and it'll get better again. My father used to say, everything will be fine in the end. If it's not fine, then it's not the end. Anyway, you are still not facing the real problem, which is, how are we going to survive Jillian's pregnancy? Thank you. I missed that.
Zola, it's Bruce Van Exel. And this message is about your 5 messages. What's up with that, girl? I mean, either it's business or it's not. Either you're in or you're out. Because I'm not the kind of man who just...
You can see through her smoke
I can
screening.
see through your screen smoking. Would you like to go out to dinner sometime? I mean, on a real date, okay? And don't bother calling back unless the answer's yes. And besides...
Bruce has taken the lead. I think we should all do something to challenge ourselves. Something we never thought we would have the guts to do before.
Well, I'm eating buffalo wings served by a wench, so I'm covered.
Well, I am getting married.
You're here.
And I'm sober, so I got you all beat.
I'm going to ask that wench for her phone number. Joe, that leaves you.
Okay, I'm gonna break it to my boss that I quit my job.
You're not serious.
Wagons were circling. Board was calling for a vote. Wasn't gonna go my way. Farewell, Duff Industries, Beijing. I was gonna wait till after the wedding, out of respect, but circumstances conspired. Another round?
Well, what a pleasant way to wake up.
Get used to it.
Oh, boy. How was the bachelor party?
Lots of surprises.
Tell me.
I have to go back to China.
We're not getting married.
Oh, no, we are getting married. We're just not getting married next Saturday. That's all.
Charles.
Yeah, well, Charles is involved. Yeah, but,
I knew it.
But it's not his fault. Maxine, it's not the way you think.
Manipulative.
Now, Charles,
Jared.
He is my son, and he's going through a very difficult time. He got forced out of his position by the board of directors, so he had to walk away.
He quit his job?
No, he didn't quit. He had no other choice. If the board issues a vote of no confidence, well, that doesn't matter who Charles is related to. Don't you see that? Now, Maxine, in a way, I feel kind of responsible anyway. It's all my fault because I had a gut feeling right from the beginning he was not right for the job. I mean,
Are you listening? Are you listening to yourself?
Maxine, I don't want to fight.
Get used to it. They say the first fight you have is the one you'll have for the rest of your life.
I am looking forward to finding that out.
Do you ever wonder if we're just too old for this?
Oh, I mean, for bachelor parties and hen nights? Yeah. For being happy together the rest of our lives? No. No.
Okay, let's get started. Ms. Ryan, what do you have?
Your Honor, I would like to submit some documents that came to my attention late yesterday afternoon.
Judge Gray, I received these documents last night. I haven't had time to review them adequately.
Are they complicated?
They're flyers.
As in flyers?
Yes. These were distributed around John Hart High School yesterday. As you can see, the petition calls for anyone with first-hand knowledge of Eliza Wagner's extracurricular activities to come forward and speak out. A monetary reward is offered, and the phone numbers correspond to the defendants.
Mr. Falsey, do your clients deny a connection to these documents?
No, Your Honor, they admit to distributing them, but I'd like to point out that they made yet another foolish decision, which should shed further light on the adolescent nature of their behavior.
I don't know. These seem pretty professional to me. Properly worded and spelled, nicely designed. If this were a midterm paper, I'd give it at least an A-.
But the motivation behind it
Is self-serving and opportunistic.
It's immature.
It's evil. This case is the stuff of nightmares. Everything about it has haunted me since it began, and I had to ask myself, why? It's not as if I haven't had rape cases before, even where multiple assailants were involved. And then it occurs to me that I am seeing a level of cynicism that I have never seen in this courtroom. It is the planning and the foresight that is so disturbing. These men made proactive decisions every step of the way. To dress in costume, to choose a girl with a certain reputation, possibly to drug her, certainly to approach her in a vulnerable state, to take pictures and pass them around, and finally the coup de grace, an organized attempt to discredit the victim. There are no children here. Even the victim is so numbed by life experience that she cannot muster any outrage at being raped. I don't know all the circumstances that went into this moment, but I know that I am seeing a crime that this court is not equipped to punish. So I'm finding probable cause and transferring this case to the criminal docket, where the boys will be boys defense is not going to cut it, Mr. Falsey, so you might want to start over. We're adjourned. Thank God.
All rise.
All right. Thank you. All right, look. This is a hearing on the defendant's motion to transfer. Eric Black is charged with first-degree manslaughter in the death of Jason Lobdell. Mr. Black is here and represented by counsel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to submit a motion to transfer.
Any particular reason?
We reviewed the details earlier and decided the evidence for premeditation required to successfully prosecute simply isn't there.
I see.
We also feel the case will be in good hands with Mr. Jonathan Ashworth in juvenile court. I apologize for the confusion, Your Honor.
Very well. I hereby grant the transfer to juvenile matters.
Well, well, well. This is a surprise.
They called your room. They said to look for you here.
They know me. This place is my home away from home. Not that I know where the hell my home is anymore. Well, sit down. I'll buy you a drink.
No, thank you. Charles, I don't know you very well, so what I'm about to say may sound kind of crazy, but I have a talent for picking up on people's hidden natures. It's part of the job. I think you're up to something. And I'm here to tell you that if you do anything more to interfere with this marriage, I think you will regret it.
Am I being threatened by a superior court judge?
No. By a daughter who loves her mother, which is way worse. Ask anybody. Good night.
Which will you love the
আচ্ছা আপনি ওই দিন আপনার আম্মার সামনে আমার লগে এরকম ব্যবহার করছেন কেন?
আমার ইচ্ছে হয়েছে আমি করছি, আর আমার পিছে ঘুরে লাভ নেই।
কেন? আমি আপনার ভালোবাসি না, করবো না কেন?
বেহায়া মেয়ে রে বাবা, তোমার তো আমি ক্লিয়ার করে বলছি যে আমি তোমার বিয়ে করবো না।
আরে আপনার আম্মাই তো আমার পছন্দ করতো, তো আপনি শাদি করবেন না কেন?
তাহলে তারই বিয়েটা করো।
জি জি জি, আস্তাগফিরুল্লাহ, কি কইতাছেন? আমি আপনার আম্মারে কেন শাদি করব? তো আপনারা শাদি করুন, আর আপনি যদি আমার শাদি না করছেন তাহলে কয়ে দিলাম ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনি।
বুঝছি নাকি? আরে না বাবার কি আছে বুঝোস না, মেয়েটা তো ডেঞ্জারাস। এখন যদি কিছু হয়ে যায় মামা, আমাকে তো পুলিশে ধরে নিয়ে যাবে। আমি কি করছি?
ও আমি কি করছি কিছু জানো না? না ওই বেটা আইনার মারপে জানো, জীবনে তো থানায় তুই যাস্তে জানবি কেন? থানায় আমি গেছি জানি। ফোন যে কোনো হলে আত্মহত্যা প্ররোচনকারী যেই হোক না কেন, তার নাম যদি একবার থানায় গিয়ে কয় মামা, তাহলে তার খবর আছে। এখন তুই কি করবি তুই চিন্তা করে দেখ।
কি করছে সব? এই লাইলি বাইচা আছে তো? হ্যাঁ শুনলাম ও তো বাইচা আছে। কোন হসপিটাল আছে? আমি যাই একটু দেখা করে আসি।
হসপিটালে যাই দেখা করে, হসপিটাল থাকলে এতক্ষণ তুমি চৈত শিকার ভিত্তা থাকলা, বুঝো নাই? আর তুমি যাই হয়তো বাসায় আছে। এই তুই কি ওর বাসায় যাবি?
তুই যাবি মামা?
হায় রে খোদা, তুমি আইছো। আমি জানতাম তুমি আইবা। আমি লাইলে রে কইছি তুমি আসবা। চ্যাংরা হও আর রক্ত গরম হও, মানুষ তো। তোমার মনের ভিতরে সেই প্রেমটা আছে।
আচ্ছা আমি লাইলির সাথে একটু দেখা করবো।
লাইলির সাথে দেখা করবা?
কেমন আছে ও?
আছে ভালো, আসো আসো, তোমার আমি একটু দেখা করাইতে আসো।
এইসব কি?
প্লেট দিয়ে তোমার নাম লিখছি, বানান ঠিক আছে?
একদম ঠিক আছে। কিন্তু কি বলো বাইক না, ভালো হয়েছে না? আমি কিন্তু লাইলিতে কইছিলাম লাইলি একটা ছবি তুইলা ওরা পাঠাই দে। ওই কইছে যে না, কিছু জিনিস আছে এগুলো ছবি তুলে পাঠালে সঠিকভাবে দেখা যায় না, সামনাসামনি দেখতে হয়। এর লেগে তো এতক্ষণ ধরে তোমার জন্য অপেক্ষা করতেছি।
এইসব পাগলামির কোনো মানে আছে?
আছে না, তোমার আমি শাদি করব, তুমি আমার শাদি করবা, করবা না?
এই তুমি কি আমার বলদ পাইছো? বলদ এই পাশে দাঁড়ানো লোকটার মতো।
নিলয় তুমি আমার মামার নিয়ে কি করতেছো?
আমি বলবো তুমি শুনবা। মানে এই যদি তোমার হাত কাটার নমুনা হয়, হ্যাঁ আমি জানলে আমি জীবনেও আসতাম না। আর যদি হাত সত্যি সত্যি কাটতাও তাও আসতাম না, কোনো লাভই হতো না। আমি তোমারে বিয়ে করব না। তোমার মতো মেয়ের সাথে শুধুমাত্র মজা নেওয়া যায়, বাড়ির বউ করা যায় না। তোমার মধ্যে ওই রকম কোনো এলিমেন্টই নাই।
তুমি একটু বেশি বেশি করতেছো না?
এই মাঝখান দিয়ে ঢুকে গেলেন, হ্যাঁ? সাদে কি আপনার মানুষে হাবলু কয়? এর লেগে আপনার হাবলু কয়। আর ঢুকছেন যখন, তখন আমারে না বুঝায় আপনার এই ড্রামাবাজ ভাগ্যিরে বুঝান। আমি ওরে বিয়ে করব না, আমি মরে গেলে ওরে বিয়ে করব না। মানে নিজের তো কোনো মান সম্মান নাই, পরিবারের মান সম্মানটা যদি খোয়াইতে না চাও তাহলে এসব বন্ধ করো। সবার সামনে অপমান করবো না।
থাক ভাগ্নি, তুই কষ্ট পাইস না। হয়তো তোরা বুঝতে পারে নাই, আর যেদিন বুঝতে পারবো ওই কান্দা বুক চাপলাইবো, তখন বুঝবো যে কি জিনিস হারাইছি। তুই কান্দিস না ভাগ্নি, একদম কান্দিস না। তুই থাক, আমি আইতাছি, দেখতেছি।
ও তুমি
ডরাইছেন?
ডরাবো কেন? মাগের এরকম আতকা মায়া মনের সামনে চলে আসলে তো একটু চিন্তা লাগেই। আর কালকে আবার তোমার মামার সাথে চ্যালেঞ্জ, বললাইছো শেষবার মতো চুল দাঁড়িয়ে আশ্রয় আসতে।
শুনেন, কালকের খেলায় আপনি হারবেন।
বাবা, কনফিডেন্স দেখছো মেয়ে।
যদি না হারছেন তাহলে কিন্তু বললাম এটা দিয়ে আমি আমার হাতে আপনার নাম লিখুন।
মানে
তো তখনই বুঝবেন যখন এটা দায় আপনার উপর পড়ব। সরেন।
আরে ভাই, নাম লেখবা মানে? কি মুসিবতে বললাম, জিততে না পারে এখন 2 নাম্বারই।
কি করতেছ? এটা কি করলি তুই মামা বলতো? শেষ পর্যন্ত ওই হাবলু মামার কাছে।
সরি বলছি তো, মিস্টেক হয়েছে। আর এটা খেলা না, খেলাতে হার জিত থাকি।
এই কথা তুই বলতেছিস? 3 বারের চ্যাম্পিয়ন নিলয় বলতেছে এই কথা, শেষ পর্যন্ত খেলায় হার জিত থাকেই।
হ্যাঁ বলতেছি, এবার হয় না, আগামী বার হইব। আর শোন, আমাদের না বয়স বেশি হয়ে গেছে, ঠিক আছে? এখন এটা জুনিয়রদের করা কাম, আমরা অনেক সিনিয়র হয়ে গেছি।
এই দাঁড়া জুনিয়র, হ্যাঁ? কোন অ্যাঙ্গেল ওই হাবলু মামার তো জুনিয়র মনে হইলো কত দেখি? এই কথা শোনার পরে ওই হাবলু মামা সানফ্লাওয়ার তেল মাইরা ঠিক ঠিক করে হাসবো। তুই এমন একটা কাজ করছিস মামা, এলাকায় মুখ দেখানোর মতো অবস্থা থাকলো না।
আমি টাকা দিতেছি, একটা কাজ কর, বোরকা কিন না, পিন্দা করতে থাক, ঠিক আছে? এলাকায় আর মুখ দেখাইতে হইব না।
দাঁড়া, আমার মনে হইতেছে কেউ তোরে তাবিজ করছে। তুই কখনো তো এই কথা বলার ছেলে না, কি হয়েছে কত?
কোনো তাবিজ টাবিজ কিছু না। আর শোন, আনোয়ারের রহিম বাবুর ছেড়ে আনতে পাঠাইছিলাম, কই হয়?
ভাই আসসালামু আলাইকুম ভাই।
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। আনোয়ার কই?
ভাই পাড়ায় কই জানি গেল গা ভাই? কামটা কি হলো ভাই? কালে গেমটা এটা গেলেন?
যাওয়ার হইছে, কাজের কথা আসি। লাইলির পার্টিতে কাচ্চি করে দিব
না ভাই, পারুম না, মাফ করে দেন ভাই। আপনার লেগে আমার জানা আছে, রুমের লেগে আমি ভাই কাচ্চি বাচ্চি রাখতে পারবো না ভাই।
কি কর রহিম ভাই, মাথা ঠান্ডা, মাথা ঠান্ডা। তোমাদের ছাড়া হইব না তো বিষয়টা। এমন কাচ্চি খাওয়াই ফিরব মনে করো 7 দিন যাতে কেউ বাথরুম থেকে বাইর না হইতে পারে বুঝছো না বিষয়টা পারো না যাও এবার রেডি করো গিয়া যাও তাড়াতাড়ি
একটু বড় খবর হইব
তোমরা আমগুলোকে বইতা
আরে আমরা তো খাবোই আগে আপ্যায়নটা করে নেই পুরান ঢাকার ট্রেডিশন তো আপ্যায়ন করা কি মামা
এই তো দুষ্ট লাইনে আছো এরকম লাইনে থাকলে তো কোনো সমস্যা হতো না খুব তো কইছিল খেলার কথা এখন বুঝছো খেলা কি
এখন একদম ক্লিয়ার মামা আপনার একটু কাছে দিই আলু দেই আলু আলু
না না আলু না গোস্ত দাও গোস্ত দাও
এই যে গোস্ত দেই
অনেক মজা হয়েছে এই লাইনে দাও
আলু
আলু লাইলি তুমি লইবানি
খাইতা মজা তো
তুমি একটু খাও
সবাই আমগুলোকে খাইতা
আরে খাবো তো খাবার তো আছে
লোকে খাও
আরে মামা খান তো আছে কিছু লাগলে বলেন কিন্তু
মজা হয়েছে
আসলে
না তুলো গোস্ত দাও
এইবার লইয়া কয়বার হয়েছে
ভাই 5 বার
তোমার এত করে কইছি যে একটু কম কম খাও মাগনা খাওয়ান পাইলে হুদাই হামাম করে খাও
দুলা ভাই আমি তো মাগনা খাওয়ান খাই ভাই আমরা তো বাজেতে জিতছি আর আমি তো পরিমাণ মতোই খাইছি বিশ্বাস করেন দুলা ভাই আমি নিশ্চিত ওরা খাওয়ানোর মধ্যে কিছু মিশাইছে লাইলিও তো পরিমাণ মতো খাইছে ওরা তো পেট নামছে শুনছি
হ্যাঁ মানুষের আর খায় কাম নাই তোমার খাওয়ানোর লোকে কিছু মিলাইছে
ভাই আপনি জানেন না ওরা অনেক ডেঞ্জারাস দুলা ভাই ওরা প্রত্যেকটা ধরে ধরে ফাঁসি দেওয়া উচিত দুলা ভাই আমি খালি একটু সোজা হয়ে দাঁড়াইলি তারপর দেখেন আমি রাজপথে নামবো আমি আন্দোলন করবো মগো ফাঁসির লিগা
যাও তুমি তোমার কামে যাও আমি তোমার লেগে কেড়ে বয়ে থাকো
আপনি একটু বহান ভাই
mày em làm sao thật đéo anh mình đang chơi đéo kéo được kiểu đéo gì ô anh ra legendary ui anh ra legendary ô bình chili chơi là vào cho nó tự đánh thôi xong rồi mình đây lấy cái tiền đấy mình đi mở trứng thôi lấy pet để cho tăng sức mạnh xong bình sao vậy đi Chập rồi được anh bao nhiêu mua 1 tỷ ra thôi bay phải kiếm tiền đi phải hết tiền rồi tạm tạm mà vậy ăn 75 HZ 75 HZ mà 75 nha ngon sáu năm nhìn vẫn được cút mày thích Guardian 3 không mày thích Guardian 3 không yes ui để vào ấy sửa may với cảm giác ấy anh vẫn phải tự sửa lại form của form tập ấy, anh vẫn phải tự sửa mà, anh vừa tập vừa tự sửa ấy. Tại có cái lúc ở đấy anh kiểu bị để hai vai không hẳn vào trong cái băng cái ghế ấy, trong cái chỗ nằm ấy, thế là cái lúc bị lệch, thế là phải chỉnh lại. Gì vậy? Mà hôm nay vào mà cảm giác sự vào ấy một chút ở vai, vai lưng nữa, và lưng này, lưng xương mỏi, giờ còn vào hơn cả lúc sáng ngủ dậy rồi. Sự bay vào ai sự bay ác quỷ này luôn à, bay nhanh biết anh không có ấn cái overdrive cơ, được hiểu. Rồi em lo mấy hình xăm vậy, 3 hình xăm à, 4 à, 7 là full hình xăm. Hai cái hình xăm quỷ đẹp tanh cái đã kinh khủng rồi đấy. Nè, phải không? Đang mở trứng à? Mở trứng mà lát ra mình thích cái mô 8 lap à? Anh lấy được 8 lap. Có sát thủ đi nhỉ? Có sát thủ đi. 3 cái đỉnh mệnh à? 3 điểm nhất nhảy đi. Phải sao? Cái tiếng gì đây? Anh nghe tiếng gì nhỉ? Hút. Ủa đâu rồi? Ủa đâu rồi? Ủa đâu rồi? Video thứ 2 à? Rồi em Sojin cho nào. Sojin cái này. Rồi xong. Silat này. Ô, Silat này. À nó cho Silat này, đánh quái ra Silat xuống. Rồi xong. Kéo ra mày vừa chứ. Anh là người may mắn. Anh là người may mắn là thằng có cái này ngu cái chọn bốc quán cái cây đéo chịu. Nó cho một ít vàng lúc đầu ấy. Nạp tiền đấy, sức mạnh của đồng tiền đấy Tuấn. Sức mạnh đồng tiền. Xin ra một tí khỏe đây. Ở đây, xì hất lên. Mạnh, ai à. Đùa. 2k14 là lặp ăn cắp tiền gặp nghiêm bình. Món quà sĩ tử hay là cộng mệnh nghỉ hả Vũ? Rồi cộng mệnh nghỉ đây. Năm nay lên lớp 10 á? Lên lớp 10 hay là 2k9? 2k9 con em tao đây. 2k9. Có thấy không? Cái gì ấy? Cái gì binh quá nhỉ? Cái gì binh quá nhỉ đây? Mày thích binh. 210 còn phát triển sớm hay gì? Giờ cấp 2 còn bán quà tây đừng có nói. Hôm qua tao đi làm gym gặp thằng boy phố tập gym vô. Kéo ngay thằng boy phố tập gym. Không, thì nó đi tập gym này không quay thở đâu, đi tập gym này không quay thở đâu. Biết đấy, cũng biết đấy. Cái thằng đấy là lỏ ấy, phong bạt. Thằng này tập đấy. Discord. Nó livestream. Nó bật cam. Phải không? Thread à? Thread quốc kia rồi. Anh cần phải đúng là không có phải nhìn vào cam đâu, mình nhìn màn hình mà. Chỉ có lab thôi, chỉ có lab mới là mình nhìn giống như gần như là nhìn vào cam luôn đấy. Ôi anh ra con legendary nữa. Bình tiêm người. Ô xóa chưa? Học mình à? Auto đấy, anh sẽ cần một con 5 thích nữa đấy. Không thắng à? Không thua. Epic à? Anh ra xanh cần một con đen cơ, cần có một đen như kìa, sự tí không? Tí gái không? Sơ ca cho trang bị hỗ trợ. What the hell? Không đéo được rồi. Phát nổ à? Không đéo được rồi. Có thể vét không? Cái này cũng được. À được. Có thể được. Rất cũng mở tỷ trứng rồi, tỷ trứng. Ô, ui, thế anh ra thêm một con mythic, con legendary này. Ô, 3 legendary. Kìa sao anh cường anh up luôn đấy, up legendary lên luôn. Lời thầy hiệp sĩ à? Gì vậy? Nhanh. Hỏng. Legendary. Mày đi. Đi. Cả 40 tiền. Ui anh cho con legend này, anh đầy legend, anh ra một đống legend 1 triệu là sức mạnh. Đằng này mày mày giống ngoài hỏng rồi. Cả 2 người trong tiếng thì may ra gần 3 người trong tiếng thì may ra. Không 84 30 tiếng. Anh ơi 10 tiếng. Thứ hai mới phải là bài tập thôi, thứ hai mới phải giới hạn thời gian. Có chờ nhỉ? Xóa này ra. Cũng ai có đống con legendary này, legendary xịn này, xịn nhất ở đây. Không. Pick à, Ganh à. Hai con thôi, cho 2 con thôi. Anh còn dùng máy lấy hết của anh không? Anh còn dùng như mấy ăn cắp hết không? 1 triệu của thầy đấy. Mày muốn lấy hết. Căng vậy, căng vậy. Căng vậy. Logic à? Ui siết. Hai vừa siết. Ui ra vui. Vui ra. Hustle là sao ạ? Là sao? Là sao? À, chứ mà anh làm quỷ đây. Nhưng xong vụ này còn để làm được không em? Xong vụ này còn làm được không vậy? Hay à, được broccoli ơi. Ok broccoli ơi. Này. Cả đúng rồi. Khỏe đấy. Ui, khỏe đấy.